guys are so funny. You're trying to get me to do this stupid shit. And
she just whispered, "I'm a bad bitch" for anyone who didn't hear. Stop. 420.
I'm lit at Disney.
And the kids asleep in the bath.
There we go.
A ball sack station. That's what a business owner looks like.
Yeah? You like that intro?
That was good.
Hi, guys. Welcome to Tattoo Homewreckers, a tattoo podcast thing. I messed that up.
A podcast about tattoos, life, and everything in between. My name's Cal, and this is my best friend, Lou, who's been introducing us as of recently.
Yeah.
That was very fun. That was fun.
It's because I heard someone else introduce their co-host as their best friend, and I got so excited because I always find it weird when I have to just randomly say my name and I've been really quiet.
And this is blank.
And you're like, and this is, and I have to be like, Lou?
I will say that is a better transition than just being like,
yeah.
Are you going to say your
name? I need to start changing it, though, and be like, and this is a weirdo named Callista.
And this is my roommate.
Speaking of iterations from last week, we can talk about, because that can be our influence from Dan. Oh. Because I love how Dan on Time Suck, one of my all-time favorite podcasts, how he changes up his introduction for himself every week.
It's so good.
So I need to start thinking about that for you. Like, this is the vampire lover Callista.
Oh, yeah. And speaking of other reiterations, Trixie Mattel and Katya do that on their show. Horrible name. But yeah, they're always like coming up with like random weird shit to say about themselves. Like, hi, I don't know. What was the funniest one? I'm the witch doctor from hell, Katya. And then Trixie will be like, I'm Dolly Parton on a bad day. Trixie.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Iterations, you guys.
Iterations, baby.
This episode, I'm really excited for this. Again, we're still on our freaking disassociation kick from how the state of the United States is.
This kind of comes back to that a little bit.
Oh,
this
shit.
is a little bit politics.
It
here.
is. I forgot. I forgot we're starting with
Let's start real fast with, what does your gender feel like? I know last week we had just come back from the movie, so we did not do it.
Yes, that's okay. My gender feels like the iced pink drink from Starbucks.
Ooh,
refreshing.
I've never had that.
It's actually it's so sweet. You would really like it.
Yeah.
It's very good.
I don't really like sweet drinks typically. I'm weird about drinks. Like cold. I'm like, no. I want to like eat sweet things.
That makes sense. I feel like, I don't know.
I'm gonna say like this sweet ass.
Oh my fucking God.
I had to say it, dude.
What does your gender feel like?
My gender feels like if Vanilla Ice was a baby.
What the fuck?
Yeah. Like baby Vanilla Ice. But like the cute girly version.
Wow, I love that.
Yeah.
That is
really
good.
Like I want to spit bars, but I can't yet because my like tongue hasn't developed that.
But you got it.
Yeah, so
and
I'm
you
just
know
like,
you got it.
Yeah, that's it.
You got it. And you got the rhythm.
Yeah. Okay.
You got the flow.
So before we start this monologue that Cliss is about to do, that I'm going to try my best to be quiet through so you can get through the whole thing, and then we'll break it down.
Please interrupt.
I just want to be really clear. I think it's obvious if you're listening to this or if you just follow me on social media. I've always been incredibly outspoken about all opinions.
Very.
Good or bad. I've actually, since being friends with you, learned to like dial it back slightly. That like, hey, we can have different opinions.
Yeah.
You know, on movies.
Yeah.
I've learned to love a lot of like not very good movies that you like.
Well, at first you were like, God, fuck this
movie.
Dude,
I used to get actually angry at you.
Yeah, and then they like seep into you. They like infiltrate your system, and then all of a sudden you're like, why am I talking about this?
Yeah, why am I still talking about fucking Midsummer? Like, dude, what the fuck?
Totally.
So that being said, we cannot have differences when it comes to base level, like human beings, anything like that.
Yes.
Like core beliefs, I'm not going to have a difference of opinion.
Yes.
And I think that that's really obvious. So I think anyone listening right now is going to be like, yeah, duh.
Obviously.
So go ahead, take it away.
Right. So this is what inspired us to make this podcast episode that was technically still going to be lighthearted, but we're going to bring politics in for just a second. I got a message from one of Lou's clients, not even my own client.
And I didn't get a message because that person's a chicken shit. Let me put that right out. Once again, that's an opinion.
Oh, 100%.
But I thought for sure I would also receive a message, seeing as I am the only person in our studio that has indeed tattooed them.
Absolutely. So what sparked this conversation was I posted on my Instagram account, my business account, not the Callie Lou's account, but my business account. And I basically said like, hey, a great way to find out who voted for Trump in your friend group or whatever you're following is going to his Instagram page and seeing who your mutuals are. And then I followed that with, please be careful of who you support in the tattoo or hair or any trade industry. I'm shocked, and this is what I said, word for word. I'm shocked, but I mean this as disrespectfully as possible. You do not deserve to benefit off of queer people if you voted our rights away. Bye. So that's what I posted.
Which I 100% agree with.
Yes. This is a response to what I had posted. Are you ready? Coming across this really hurts my heart. I am a huge Trump supporter, and I noticed you, Lou, and your shop don't follow me anymore. I'm going to pause already. I did not remember unfollowing. I just want to say that really fast. Do not remember unfollowing this person at all because I don't care.
And also, I didn't follow this person for a while before that. So I also think that that's quite comical because I'm like, well, I haven't followed you for a long time. Yeah.
I mean, I get that I made a post about like unfollowing y'all and whatnot, but damn, I didn't even think that you would notice. It's so funny. Anyways. I teach my kids not to use the word hate, but I strongly dislike Kamala for my own reasons. Had I known you two had such hatred for Trump supporters, I would have never, in all caps, dumped 5,000 plus.
Can I?
Yes. Of my hard-earned money into your shop. Now you can.
Okay. And then, so everything we do in our business is run through our system. Yeah. So like our appointment system. And I also only have one client that has spent like remotely that much money in the year we've been open.
Oh, she's blown past that. But you're the numbers friend. Like you would know.
Yeah. So I instantly, when I saw that, was like, oh, bullshit. I'm going to fucking call bullshit. So when I like heard from you about this message, I was so excited to get that, to be like, let me break this down point by point.
Yes.
Because it was not. I went and looked at the numbers, and for multiple sessions, $1,100. Because once again, I have the receipts.
Yeah, literally, you have the literal receipts.
So I have the literal receipts of how much you spent with my company. Yeah. So we're already not off to a good start. If you're going to say that you didn't know that I didn't support Trump supporters, which I think is pretty fucking obvious.
And
I've always been incredibly like outspoken about my political views. That's why when I posted about like a repost from the previous election cycle from 4 years ago, where I said, hey, abortion's on the fucking ballot, depending on who you vote for. I posted that because I was like, hey, I'm political. And I've always been outspoken since I got an abortion when I was 23 years old. About abortion and about politics. And that was the catalyst that got me into politics, because I went through some pretty awful things through that time because of the way that politics were in South Carolina. So A, I've always been incredibly outspoken, and B, you did not spend $5,000.
Well, I was thinking about it too. I was like, I'm not the numbers friend, but I'm like, girl, I'm pretty sure with the amount of times you've canceled, that's not correct. And also, can I point out, it is very Trump supporter of you to inflate your numbers.
Yes. Yes. Because the crowd sizes are just big.
It was so funny. Okay. So not only is that untrue, but blatantly just very...
Massively untrue.
Just blatantly false. Okay. I love what you two have going. I'm thankful to know you before starting your new life in New Zealand, and I appreciate my very meaningful pieces. And at one point, I couldn't wait to follow your journey. It's a shame that we can't have a different look on politics, race, religion, sex, or whatever it is without feeling the hatred.
Okay, yes. Okay, so we can have a different opinion on religion. Because once again, if religion works for you and you're not causing harm for people, cool. We can have a different opinion on sex because a lot of people think that sex is only one, like male or female. That's it. They do not understand the spectrum.
Yes.
And so once again, we can have a different opinion because you might just not be as educated on that. That's totally fine. We can have a different opinion on gender because at the end of the day, once again, a lot of people are ill-educated on that.
Yeah, have not been educated that sex and gender are two very different things.
Those are different things.
Yes.
So like those, absolutely. I will not, as a white presenting fucking person, as a person who is mostly white and then a little bit Hispanic, I will not fucking have a difference of opinion on race with you.
I was so confused.
Unless, and I'm going to say it, and if it gets me canceled, whatever, unless you're talking about like let's rank them on like who's the best, we might have a different opinion.
Who's your favorite?
Because who's your favorite? That's a better way to put it. Who's your favorite? Because white's on like the bottom of that list for me. Like the most fucking health problems.
Wait, how are we?
Can't be out in the sun. Like
sunburn.
Yeah, like no, like
ketchup
ages.
Spicy.
Yeah, can't fucking handle spice. Like I will give it to you that like that's the only like varying opinion we can have is that like that idea of white supremacy, nah ho. Like, the reason why they had to conquer the world was because they couldn't fucking survive anywhere. So they needed everyone else to do everything. Otherwise, they would have just died off.
Yep.
But I am not going to have, on a serious note, a difference of opinion when it comes to race. If you want that is a hardcore no. Like, absolutely not. And, like, that was the thing that I got caught on. And then I noticed talking to people when I was like, hey, that's, like, the biggest thing that I got caught on.
Yes.
People's reactions to that were like, what? But you're white. I'm like, in my face, yes.
And it's crazy.
But also, like, that doesn't mean that, like...
Let's talk about the erasure of mixed people.
Yeah.
It's wild. Like, I just so...
Yeah. And, like, I can't fucking get over the fact that you think that me, the person who has an opinion on literally everything, which you guys are about to go on that really fun journey, would be able to have a varying opinion on these core fundamental human fucking rights, that you're going to vote for someone who is an epic piece of shit. And then one thing I do want to come back to is that I don't hate anyone or anything. So like the fact that you're saying you hate, like that I hate things is once again a projection and an inflation, just like the numbers.
Oh my
you
God.
are inflating things again, which is once again an issue that I have with that political like aspect of MAGA, not Republicans, because like I know plenty of really good Republicans, and honestly, Republicans have a lot of really great points when it comes to policy. But I mean in the sense of traditional Republicans and not the MAGA extremists.
Yes.
Whereas if you tell me you're a Trump supporter, you're a MAGA supporter.
All throughout Kamala's campaign, there have been really big names in the Republican Party that have backed her and supported her because their claim. Or no, not their claim, their belief, what they have been promoting is the fact that Donald Trump is not representing the Republican Party for what it was. Yeah. And their whole movement for supporting Kamala was based around the fact that like, our party is turned into something we can't even recognize anymore. It's turned into 100%. A cult.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, I was confused by that too. I was like, excuse me?
Yeah.
Crazy. Saying that to a brown woman. Anyways, I guess moving forward, I will only go to shops that have the same beliefs in me and won't talk crap over social media. And your story is a prime example of why there is a lot of hate in the world. I hope you find it in your heart to actually feel my pain through my words. I also hope that you find Jesus. With lots of love.
Which, once again, I'm not religious, and that's fucking offensive.
Keep Jesus to yourself.
Yeah, if I would say, I hope that you find payment, people would be so upset with that.
Oh, scandalized.
Yeah.
I hope that you find Satan.
Yeah.
And he finds you.
Yeah.
And he teaches you the true meaning of being
acceptance.
A bitch.
Yeah, because I guarantee the fact that you're offended by that means that, like, you're offended by most things.
Well, yeah.
And once again, you didn't send me a message. You sent you a message.
I was also so confused by that. But I also wasn't, because when I got the message, I'm like, I bet you she's sending this because like of that overt racist thought process that because I'm Asian, I will be like more submissive. And don't get me wrong, like I get the I got the reputation of being the sweeter one of the two of us. But how many times have we went into situations where I'm like, and they think you're the mean one? Because I've said some like unhinged shit. Someone once gave me a drawing portfolio, and my first question after seeing their portfolio is, what do you think you can improve on? And you were like, oh my God.
That was an apprentice hopeful.
I'm sorry.
The very first question you asked that person, not how was your day? Nothing. That was the first thing you said. You were just like, bam, bitch, you suck. What can you make better?
It was crazy because I didn't even think that like that was like a thing. It was very funny. And now when I'm looking back at it, yes, I do acknowledge that was hardcore. But anyways, I don't even know if I want to go.
Oh, yeah, you don't have to do that.
Go through this. But basically, I mean, I admittedly have not been very political on my business page because gosh, it's so sad to say, but it's taken this election to finally break that like 32-degree point for me where I'm like, no, my voice does matter and activism does matter. And somewhere along the way, I've lost my voice and I've lost the like will to be a part of politics, which is really sad. And
did you lose it, or is this your first time finding it?
I think I lost it because this is so weird. There's a lot of weird parallels that are happening. Like high school Callista was very, very adamant on like educating her straight male friends that thought she was pretty on what fat phobia was, feminism, what Black Lives Matter was. Like why is the the flag, the Confederate flag offensive? Why is that something that you should not be posting on your page? Me and my high school boyfriend got in a huge fight about that. And somewhere along the way, I just like got that beaten out of me, or maybe just stifled it myself because it wasn't the cool thing to do. It wasn't the cool thing to like ruffle people's feathers and tell them, hey, that was sexist. Or hey, that was really fat phobic of you.
Yeah. I'm doing that now with white people. But if you fucking send me shit, I'm just going to be like, this is a white person problem.
Yeah.
White people need to fix this. Myself included, as a white presenting human being, as somebody who is partly white, I also am in charge and can use my white privilege. And the amount of people that get so uncomfortable when you talk about white privilege is like, are you fucking kidding me? Can we talk about this? Like,
oh, for sure. I thought we were making some steps forward, but like obviously the Trump administration, we, even as Democrats or as liberals, have also taken a step back.
Oh, yeah, 100%. Well, because it is that case that nobody wants to, like, specifically, like, specifically Democrats, really. They don't want to offend anybody, so they're afraid to say things because they're like, well, I don't want to be deemed offensive because, like, the other side is offensive. And it's like, nah, dude, I'll fucking be offensive. Fine.
Okay.
Because, like, if it leads to healthy discussions, like if you want to talk in person, I'm more than happy to debate somebody in person. I'm not going to debate people online. So when people like send me the most unhinged shit, I'm just like, this is a white person problem. What are you doing as a white person to fix this?
Period.
Like, who are you talking to?
You sent me a podcast, like a political podcast on basically like what are we going to do now? You know? And like, how did we get here? And what happened during the election? Like, what are some things that like we could have done better, that the Democrats could have done better? And the political person that was a guest, I'm so sorry, cannot believe I'm forgetting her name. Not very good at that right now. Had mentioned like, yeah, white people put him in office. And it was so refreshing to hear another person say that.
Yes, because the amount, oh my God, let me just say this really fast. As the person who keeps getting these unhinged messages.
Unhinged.
Some from non-white people, but mostly from white people, or more specifically from white representing people.
Yes.
I've yet to receive it from someone who is not white or does not look white. Is that they're like, well, Latinos put him into office. And it's like, bro, white people are the majority of the fucking voters.
Yeah, come on.
So when we look at, like, we're not looking at the percentage of, like, of this like demographic that voted for him, like saying like, okay, well, black men voted for him. Okay. But how many black men voted compared to white people that voted?
Yeah.
Absolutely. At the end of the day, white people elected him. Like, that's how it fucking works. Like, this is a white person problem in which white people created this problem and then continue to perpetuate this problem and then want to blame every other motherfucker instead of looking in the mirror to be like, hey, by the way, I either created this problem or what am I doing to then like prevent this from happening further? And like, what am I doing now to help people?
How am I like educating the people around me? How am I having these debates? Because the center of a debate is disagreeing with someone.
Yeah.
So it's important to disagree.
Speaking of white men, Caboose just got home.
Hi.
So yes, on that note, because you read that and I was like, you know what? I don't understand how she doesn't know that I'm not fucking opinionated. That I fucking for 1 second would support Trump.
Yes. Well, I had said that so I'm not going to read my reply all the way through, but I will give you like the, basics of it. I had essentially said like, I don't know what gave you the idea that we would be neutral about Trump at all, nonetheless like him or his supporters. Mm-hmm. Like, I really genuinely don't know. And I had pointed out you've been incredibly outspoken on your social media. And now I'm speaking up, but like, oh yeah, come for the brown woman. Mm-hmm. Very Trump supporter of you.
Yep.
But yeah, I just like, that's what inspired this episode, which is about to be lighthearted, which was the fact that like,
you don't know. I don't know what opinions you're going to ask me for.
I'm going to have, here's the thing. We're going to have some debates on here.
Okay, let's go.
Because what did I say? That's the center of
good communication.
Yes, good
some
communication.
Healthy debate.
Okay, so now we're going to get into it.
Okay.
The main point of this is we've got some strong opinions. I'm pretty sure we're not neutral on anything. And we're about to prove it. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
First thing. Roly-polies.
As in the bugs?
Or pill bug. Some people call them a doodle bug.
Oh, I've never heard doodlebug. I like doodlebug.
Doodlebug is dope.
I've heard the term doodlebug. I did not know there's a roly-poly.
Yes.
I like a roly-poly. I don't like a pillbug. I think pillbug is a weird name. I don't like it at all.
I don't like pillbug. I think it really doesn't do it any justice.
Because like also pills come in different shapes and sizes.
Yeah.
So no. But roly-polies are cute.
Roly-polies are
they're basically like tiny armadillos.
Yes.
And armadillos are one of my favorite animals. Partly because, oh my God, dude, they literally grunt every time they walk. There's somewhere else on the podcast where I did this where they
go. Don't they have Lyme's disease?
Some of them.
Okay.
I don't know that
all of them do. Do they carry Lyme's? Or they carry some other disease?
I like, when you just said, do they carry limes? I just pictured them with a bag of limes on their back. I think it's just Lyme disease.
Lyme.
Lyme. I don't know that there's an S in there. Don't come for me. But yes, once again, it's a roly-poly. That's all I would like.
Yeah.
And though I do understand that like it's where you're raised, all that jazz, I do like doodlebug. But that's not what I picture for a doodlebug.
Yeah. What do you picture for a doodlebug? I picture something kind of squiggly.
Oh, like you picture like something squiggly? Not like a snormal.
No, not like a snormal. Okay. Like a bug that's like, kind of just looks like someone just squiggled.
I think doodlebug makes me think like of like a really fun beetle type bug.
Ooh, beetle.
Yeah, like a beetle boy.
Beetle boy.
Yeah.
All right, next thing. No, I'm not doing this. Nose.
What about a nose?
How do we feel about noses?
I really like noses. I was thinking about this last night, actually. That's a weird statement. I really like noses.
I love noses. I love all shapes and sizes.
You like a unconventionally attractive nose.
I love a nose that's different.
That's how I feel about teeth.
Oh, really?
I'm really excited to not be in the US anymore because I do not like I'm really sad about like celebrities, the amount of like veneers we did just touch fingernails there. But yeah, you really like unconventional noses.
Yes. Here's the thing. I respect the decision to get a nose job, but there are some people that I'm like, no, but you have like a perfect Roman nose. Mm-hmm. Like that nose was loved for generations and generations, and you're proof of that. Like, it's so beautiful.
So speaking of opinions, it makes me sad that people think that they need surgery on like anything, honestly. Yeah. Because
your features are again proof that people have loved that for generations.
Well, yeah. And if you think about it in that sense, like it is all of your ancestors.
Yes.
Like have like come together. Their genetics came together to make that. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, that's fucking great. But like, I was thinking about that when we were watching Notting Hill last night about how we think that Julia Roberts is like one of the most beautiful women on earth. But if you were to take her features like apart, her nose, like her nostrils specifically are very like her nose is very unconventional.
Absolutely.
It's not what you would typically deem like with current conventions or even back then where it's like she has a rather large nose, but because she also has large eyes and large mouth, like proportionately it like works well together.
Yeah, it's a combination.
Yep.
It's like a food.
Yeah. Also, you skipped fucking dinosaur.
Yeah.
Why'd you skip that?
Because we know your opinion on dinosaurs.
What about them?
You love them.
Okay.
Yes?
Yeah. That's why I like birds.
This
and you don't like birds.
I don't. Worm.
Ew. No. Look.
What is it about a worm?
They're gross, dude. They literally make my body do that.
Ooh,
if you're just
a visceral reaction.
Yes, it is a visceral reaction. I just learned about that too.
Ooh. Detail.
I can't. It's like too much to get into.
Okay.
And I can't recall enough, but I did just learn about that from like one of my favorite human beings. He was talking about like visceral reactions and what happens within the body.
Yes.
Yeah, I have a visceral reaction to them. Like if I believed in past lives, I would think that in a past life, like I was killed by like a swarm of worms. But I call them snormals. So that's what they're called to me. I have to like think about the word worm. And also that's a gross.
I love the way worm sounds.
Ew.
Worm.
Ew. Ew.
It like kind of makes me giggle.
Well, what's your favorite word?
My favorite word?
Or like what? Just a top word that you really like.
I mean, fuck is great.
That's how I feel about cunt.
Cunt is great.
The whole thing, the perfect word. Cunt.
I don't think I have like a lot of words that like I like individually, but I do have a lot of words that I like paired together. Like if they, for example, like there's something, this is going to sound so conceited, but Callista kills. We talked about that. There's the up, Lista, and then kills is this nice way to like kind of end.
Yeah, that's how I feel about Lou Bear.
Lou Bear. Yeah.
It just has like a slide to it.
It's a very
Lou
fun.
Bear.
Yeah. I like the way words interact.
And then I like Lou Bear Berry.
Yeah, because then it's like, woo!
Yeah, like you, it's the little roller coaster. Yeah, it is. It's that little fucking hump of a slide that we did in Bellingham.
Yep.
Yeah, it's great.
How do you feel about slides?
Oh, I fucking love a slide. I love it so much. But I can't do too high of a slide because like the vertigo gets really bad. And then I just have this intrusive thought of like throwing myself off the edge of things. Oh, it's really bad. So like I have really bad vertigo, so I start to fall over.
Right.
But then also my desire to fall over the edge of something and just die is also really scary.
You could just do that.
Yeah.
For me, it's throwing my phone off the edge. Hate a water slide.
Oh my God, I love a water slide. But not when they're not super high. We were looking at a water park in New Zealand, and it has one of those tunnels that has a water slide. And if it's got a tunnel, I'm in it.
It got ruined for me. I've always hated water parks, but I'm willing to try again.
Okay.
I'm willing to try it in New Zealand.
I feel like you might like a water park because you love me.
Yes.
And me at a water park is the same as me at Disney.
Oh, fun.
It's like the prime version of me where I am just fucking stoked.
Oh, well, that is so fun. Okay, well, I'm sure I'll like it because the only water park I've ever been to is the one in Reno.
No, ma'am, I've never been to that one because I drove by and said, that's a piece of shit. No thanks.
Just don't.
Yeah.
Just don't.
No.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. We're not going to.
You can see, like, I guess not you. Mm-hmm. I can tell because of hypervigilance and my neurospiciness and just how my brain works.
Yeah.
A well-designed water park and a poorly designed one, and the design, just like everything else, matters.
Yep.
And it is not designed well. And you can see that from the outside when I look and I'm like, this is poorly designed, so it is not designed for you to have a good time.
Yes.
It's very cluttered. It's very cramped. I'm not interested.
And I always think about that story about how, like, people went down a water slide that wasn't well engineered and they lost their teeth and their teeth were cutting people.
Oh, yeah. But that park is not around anymore.
I know, but like it could be in Reno. So that's
true. That is very Reno coded.
Okay, next thing, ladybugs.
Adorable.
I like ladybugs too. My therapist,
I don't like that they're called ladybugs though. We don't have gentleman bugs.
Gentleman bugs.
Yes.
Gentle bugs. That's so sweet.
Yeah. It's weird to me. Why are they ladybugs?
Yeah, why did we decide on ladybugs? My therapist's office recently had so this happens a lot apparently, an infestation of ladybugs, and it happens every spring. So I went in and there was like 5, like just on the table. There was one on the chair next to me. I thought it was really funny. They were just sitting in and learning.
Oh, yeah, they're just students. What about a coat?
What's your favorite kind of coat?
Oh, okay. This is hard. Okay. Mm-hmm. So if you've been around here, you know I have a lot of sensory problems. Mm-hmm. So like windbreakers, garbage. They're too loud. I can't hear anything.
Yeah, when you move, it is like it's not a pleasant sound.
It sounds to me, I think the only way I could explain is the way that people describe nails on a chalkboard. Nails on a chalkboard do not bother me.
Yes.
But like static bothers me.
Yeah.
Like I instantly cannot hear anything.
Yeah,
and that's all that is static constantly. Mm-hmm. So if like anyone else is wearing it, I have to like try really hard to not just like set them on fire.
Yes. Yeah.
But, yeah. A really like big puffy jacket, like something warm and cozy I like, but I can't do the like
a fluffy.
I'm gonna vomit.
The texture is not.
No, it's terrible.
Does it have to be fluffy though? Because that doesn't suit the rain.
I know I'm fucked for rain. I'm always fucked for rain.
So no matter
what, it's always fucked because like even my my snow jackets like are still really, and they're on the quieter side.
Yes,
but it means if you come jacket shopping with me, I'm just rubbing jackets together.
Yeah,
and much like candle shopping, I'm either gagging or I am
not you throwing up today,
dude. I threw up in my mouth because we had to go pick up candles for the shop. And
to be fair, that one was so bad.
Yeah.
I knew it too when I saw the label. I'm like, I'm not even opening that. So I'm really proud of you because you were brave enough to open it.
Yeah, because I was like, oh, this is going to be kind of bad. And usually if I get like the first really bad one out of the way, it gets better. Speaking of stuff that has a visceral reaction.
Yes.
I am putting this on the podcast. So maybe you can say yes and be pressured by people.
Okay.
Do you want to do hot ones on the podcast?
God damn it. I mean, yes,
Perfect.
I will. But like the amount of times that we've done hot ones and not recorded, I just want to say is criminal. That's jail. Because the fact that we do this for fun and sometimes for dissociation is not okay. That is not okay. And the fact that we don't even record them.
No.
We just do them.
That's why I was like, oh no, before we leave, we're going to have to do it.
Yep, absolutely.
I was like, for the podcast.
Yep.
Because I'm not trying to pay international shipping on that shit.
Can you think of anything that you have a neutral opinion
on? Only things I don't like know about.
Right.
Like you were like, hey.
Have you heard about this policy? And you're like, I need to do more research.
Yeah. Like I don't have opinions on stuff that I don't know anything about.
I used to think, this is really funny. When I was a little girl, I tried to describe myself as easygoing, and that is not the case.
That's not funny. That's childhood trauma.
Oh my God, it just generated crack. What's your opinion on crack?
I wouldn't do it, but if it makes someone else happy and they can live their life, then perfect. Great for them.
It's a really dark road. Don't do it.
I don't know. People do meth for work. So like.
People do speed too.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Wait, is speed not meth?
I think it is actually. It's just a street term.
Okay.
I don't know. Lots of things are the same and I just don't know them. Yeah, I agree. I don't have opinions on stuff that I need to do more research on.
Yeah.
But if you gave me a topic off the top of my head, I'll have an opinion on it. Sea turtles. Love them.
Great.
Love
wonderful. Amazing.
Peaceful.
Yeah. Wouldn't change a thing. I also like land turtles.
You like land turtles?
Yeah. I don't like to call them tortoises though.
Yeah.
I like the way that it looks on paper, but I don't like the way that the word tortoise feels in my mouth.
Tortoise.
So I like to say land turtle.
Land turtles.
Also because I don't understand, why are they two different things? Like why do they have different names? Why don't we have a sea turtle and a land turtle?
It's a little racist, I feel. I don't know. Windows. Essential to my happiness.
Yeah.
I need a window. We worked at a studio that had no windows in the artist section where we were actively tattooing at. And it was fucking terrible.
Yeah.
It was so bad.
Natural sunlight is incredibly important.
Angels?
Wait, I have a question.
Yes.
Curtains at night, open or closed? For your bedroom. I don't know why you laughed. I'm scared about that laughter.
Well, I mean, okay, here's the thing. It depends on the house. It was fine back when I was living with my parents because the window only faced the roof and a little bit of the street. So I'd have to stand in a very specific spot for someone to see me naked. So I was fine with like leaving them open. Now that my window actively, like you could see the whole street and the whole street can see me, unfortunately, they're closed. Unfortunately.
Okay.
Yeah. How about you?
I like to keep blinds open. I like to just play chicken with that. And I think I've said it on here before. Where I just like to creepily stare out.
Yeah.
So I essentially play chicken with our neighbors in our backyard because their backyard and our backyard face each other. And she leaves her window open all the time, but I really need the natural sunlight to wake up in the morning. And
yes,
don't send me a message. Don't tell me that fucking, once again, strong opinion. that little lamp that's gonna illuminate.
Sunrise
it's not gonna
lamp.
do shit. I've tried it. It doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
It does not help me wake up. And I need sunlight to wake up. Otherwise, like I get up and
like a flower.
Yeah. And if you wake me up before the sun comes up and I'm expected to operate and I don't have a real reason, if it's like event day or like prep, I can go on little to no sleep for any of those things and function completely fine.
Totally.
I'm very grateful that I have like that type of like neurospiciness. But on like a daily basis, sunlight is what's going to wake me up.
Absolutely.
So like Caboose will leave because he likes to sleep with the blinds closed like a weirdo. And he has to like open them in the morning so I can wake up.
I have a question for you.
Okay.
Falling asleep with the TV on.
I sometimes sleep on the couch just so I can fall asleep with TV on. Yeah. It's very hit or miss. I have to be in the mood for it.
Yes. I think I have to be in the mood for it too. Yeah. But all the time?
No, not all the time.
It's sometimes I need hygiene.
I don't know. I don't necessarily believe in that. I think that that's like just shaming people that like, you know, like I listen to audiobooks to go to sleep. I try to listen to the, like last night I couldn't sleep because I took my estrogen too late. And I like just, couldn't sleep. And I don't like any of the like sleepy podcasts where they like read you in some like monotone voice. All of those just like irritate me. And then I was like, you know, I'm going to try sleep sounds. And one of them was like the sound of the galaxy while you sleep. And it's just weird noises.
That's terrifying. When they released that footage of like what the moon sounds like or whatever, I was like, I don't ever want to hear that ever again. That was awful. It was scary. It was like the warbling, like fucking distorted warbling. Yeah. I really did not like it.
That's a really fun word.
Warbling is a great word.
Yeah, that's a great word. But yeah, I was listening to it and then I was like, so now I can't sleep like with this on. But oftentimes I will just listen to like a podcast or like I'll re-listen to like old podcasts that I already know.
Yeah.
And then I can go to sleep. So I need like someone to talk to me and then I have to time it perfectly that as I'm drifting off to sleep, tap my fucking headphone and then fall asleep, which is, I guess, kind of the same as what a lot of people do with a telly.
I guess so. I can't do it. I really can't. I do have to be, like, every now and again, I'm not going to lie, it hits when, like, oh, shit, I just happened to fall asleep. Like, that's the best feeling, where it's a surprise. But if you need to watch TV in order to fall asleep, I can't fucking do it, dude. And no, the room needs to be dark. I can't do it.
The room needs to be dark. Ma'am, I have lived with you now for 3 years. And I can count on fingers and toes the amount of times that your room is actually dark.
Okay.
This bitch has so many lamps. And they're always on.
Actually, you know what?
Only when she only when she is sick does she turn off. So right now, she's still getting over being sick.
Yeah.
And so like right now, all of her shit is dark. And I'm like, oh, wow, amazing. She's still not feeling 100%. And once you go back to feeling better, I guarantee those fucking lights above your mirror will be on.
Oh my God, I totally fucking forgot.
That you sleep with all the lights on and your eyes open like a fucking psychopath? You're literally something out of a horror movie?
They say that people with dogs hardly ever get robbed, right? That's like a very low statistic. Yeah. You haven't met a bitch who sleeps with the lights on and her eyes open. Yeah. I'm also a
hardly ever gets laid.
You know how embarrassing it is that I have to tell people? Like, I've always had to have a conversation with people I've been intimate with before. And I tell them...
It's so much funnier.
It is not funny.
It is funny.
Because you know what happens? You wake up...
You leak eye fluid on everything. That's what happens.
Yes, that does happen too. You wake up and that person's looking at you and you can tell they're going to say it. That's what happens. So I like to beat people to the punch and just tell them what to expect because they give you this look like, should I tell her? And I'm like, I already know. And I just didn't warn you.
Why don't you just act like it's a surprise every time?
That'd be so funny.
Like,
I'd be like, I don't believe you.
It used to be the case that, like, it doesn't happen as much now, but, like, back when I first was dyeing my hair in the late 90s, that's how old I am, people would be like, oh, my God, your hair is blue. And I would get that response. And I had so much fun being like, wait, what?
Oh, my God, what are you talking about?
No, I just left it's supposed to be brown. What? No, it's blonde. And I would just fuck with people because really watching funny. Them be like, wait, what? And it's like, bitch, I'm walking around with a fucking blue mohawk. I know it's blue.
I drove here, so I would have to look at the mirror at some point.
But I would just fuck with people and be like, wait, what? No.
There's no way.
No, there's absolutely no way. Yeah.
There's no way.
That's what I would do if I was in your boots.
Well, thank you.
And be like,
I also forgot that, okay, the difference though is, here's the difference. I feel like with TVs, you can't control if it's going to be a warm light all the time. And it's typically, sometimes it's dark. It's like white light.
Oh, yeah.
At least with the lamps in my room and the it's warm light. Mm-hmm. And you are right. You are absolutely correct. I do sleep. And even Caboose has made a comment on it before.
Yeah, because it is so bright.
Yeah.
Like, so fucking bright.
He used to let Waffles in after she'd eat breakfast into my room to go snuggle. Mm-hmm. And at one point, he's like, I thought that you're awake, but you're not. You're just sleeping with all the lights on like a psychopath. I don't know. You
also sleep with like a million things on your bed. Mm-hmm. So there isn't any room for you on your bed.
Well, it is very disappointing. I'd like to say my bed used to be... So my bed's a day bed. And when we originally bought it, I bought it so that way I could just sleep in it as a twin. But then that didn't work because my mattresses were too high. So I had to just sleep with it as a full giant. It was a giant bed.
Yeah.
Got rid of the mattress, the other twin mattress. Now I sleep on an actual twin mattress. There's no room. I've had to remove things.
Yeah.
In order to like splay out. Because I don't typically like a lot of room. I kind of like to be like
cocooned in.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's also why I sleep on the fucking couch, too. Because I like to be able to, like, smush myself against the back.
Yeah, you're surrounded by things.
So I quite enjoy that.
And you can't tell where I am.
Mm-hmm.
It's just another safeguard.
Yeah.
Okay, one last thing for opinions.
Okay.
I almost said bed bugs. No, not bed bugs. I think everyone hates bed bugs. I've never been in a situation with bed bugs. Have you?
Yes. It's terrible.
What do you even do?
Have you ever had lice?
No. My head's getting itchy thinking about it, though. Okay.
You don't wash your hair enough, so you couldn't get lice now.
Do people who wash their hair often get lice?
Yeah, lice can only stay. Like, if like lice landed on you right now, right? He could like try to like put eggs in your hair.
That's where it was itchy.
All of
How
it's
did you
going
know?
to because that's where you just touched.
Oh, okay.
But the oils on your hair will not allow them to actually hold their eggs there.
Oh.
So
you call me dirty?
Lice. Dude, I got lice all the time as a kid, right?
Really?
And it was terrible because I had really long hair.
Yeah.
And then the last time I got it, I was, I think, 12. Out. Yeah, you have to like pick them out. Uh-huh. And I got them and my mom was like, if you get lice one more time, we're shaving your head.
Oh my God, then, like it was up to you?
Yeah, I know, right?
Imagine.
And so it's actually really funny that people associate like lice with like poverty.
Yeah, because it's actually when you have clean hair.
Yes. And then also because I started bleaching my hair because when I was about 12 is when my hair started to get darker.
Yeah.
Because I'd always had like white blonde hair and then it started to get progressively darker. Mm-hmm. And I was thinking about that the other day actually, how I still identify as like blonde on my driver's license.
Yeah, dude. Like I mean, your eyebrows are dark.
Well, I dye my eyebrows.
Yeah, but like even without before you dyed
they're like
them,
a medium.
Still, like,
yeah,
you know.
Yeah,
they weren't blonde.
But I have fucking blonde eyelashes, and that's frustrating.
Yeah,
I have to dye them too.
Yeah.
But so I started dyeing my hair, and then like the bleach would like essentially kill anything on there.
Oh. Nice.
I think that's actually the first time I bleached my hair was because my mom was like, "Hey, it's cheaper if we just buy bleach, as opposed to like the knit like stuff." The whatever it's called.
Lice. So they're called nits. New Zealanders also call them nits.
Well, they're called nits in England.
Yeah.
But like the stuff that gets rid of them. Mm-hmm. But then when I learned that it was like, and it was I think I was an adult when I learned it, where it was like, yeah, they can only attach to like really clean scalps and like clean hair. I was like, this is perfect because I don't fucking wash my hair for shit anymore.
For sure.
And it's like great.
Y'all think I got time for that?
Okay. Ice cream. Best flavor.
Best flavor.
Mm-hmm. I'm not done yet. I got a couple more questions for you.
I mean, I obviously like mint chocolate. Anything with minty chocolate stuff is very good. I also do enjoy a pistachio, though, every now and again. And I also love a vanilla. I really just like ice cream.
I quite like butter pecan every once in a while.
No.
Love it.
No, you can take that.
Only every once in a while.
Absolutely not.
Vanilla is obviously the classic. Vanilla is one of the best flavors on earth.
Because you could pair it with anything.
Mm-hmm.
on top of a cookie, on top of a fucking molten cake.
Cuts everything.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So that's the thing is it pairs beautifully with sharp like fruit, and then it pairs beautifully to like smooth out chocolate.
She's a crowd pleaser.
Yeah, she's great. Mm-hmm. The only white thing that's actually great.
Oh, how do you feel about bubblegum ice cream?
No.
Cotton candy ice cream?
No.
Same. Fuck those. No. Those two?
What am I, a toddler? No.
Yeah, don't give me that shit.
No. Not down for that.
Not.
Obviously, mint chocolate chip is my favorite type of ice cream, but I don't like the chocolate chips in chocolate chip cookies. I just want the cookie. I don't want the chocolate chips.
Yeah, that's something that I learned.
Yeah.
When we were making cookies for Christmas last year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you just take them, like you take the batch beforehand, off to the side, and those are just my chocolate chip cookies, sand chips. Because I just don't like a melted chocolate. Unless it's a molten chocolate cake, which you just had that for the first time the other day.
I did.
And not in its prime form, because you ate it like delivery.
Yeah, so it was still cold. They had you like heat it up and do the thing.
Yeah.
Which I think is honestly smarter when it comes to getting it delivered.
100%.
But in the restaurant, it would have totally been a different experience. Yeah, that's how I know when I'm on a really bad period, I actually eat chocolate. And that's how I knew I was on a bad chocolate. It was very good. Could only eat half of it.
Yep.
Well, I had something else. Bunk beds.
Perfect. Love them. They're amazing.
Yeah, they're rad.
I had them as a kid.
Top or bottom?
Top.
Top all the time.
Top.
Yep.
That fear of a bunk bed falling on top of you existed before.
Fuck that.
Oh my God. What is that movie?
Final Destination?
What? No! With Will Ferrell.
Step Brothers.
Okay. I was like, it's not Big Brothers.
Two male adults fucking over 6 feet tall sharing a bunk bed. That's for sure going to happen.
But yeah, I had a bunk bed as a kid because in England, like rooms aren't particularly big. And so the bottom part is like a desk and like a play area. And then the top part's your bed. So it like maximizes space in the room. But I love a bunk bed. I think they're great.
How do we feel about the color tan?
No.
Yeah.
It's good for
tan
skin.
Is brown. Yes.
It's the best color skin. The darker the skin, the better. It's healthier. It's better to tattoo.
Yeah, but when we're talking about clothes.
Overall better. But
on clothes or like, this is the thing. The beige girl aesthetic is coming in where everything's beige as far as interior decor goes.
No, it's terrible. What are you, depressed? Look, that I have a strong opinion on that too.
It's giving prison.
Nothing. It's giving nothing.
It's giving corporate office in the 90s.
Well, I think it's that, for me, that whole beige girl aesthetic and like white walls, tan walls, like all of that shit is the people that live in their home to sell it in the future.
Yes.
That do not invest in their living spaces.
But somehow it became an aesthetic.
Yeah. Well, it's just a sad aesthetic. It's the like, go along to get along. It's the, I'm not going to have an opinion on something because I don't want to ruffle feathers. I said this fucking forever ago, but basically like if you come into my house and you say, hey, you either love or hate my like design aesthetic. And I've had like Caboose just brought this up about like every house we've had has had a different like design aesthetic because it is created from the house and from the environment we're in. And so like this got to be a really like fun because I get to play with like blacks and dark tones in this house and it really lends itself to the space.
Yes.
But like our house in South Carolina was different shades of aquamarine and it's because like I really missed that we lived near the beach, even though we didn't necessarily go to the beach actively in Jacksonville. We still were like driving by the beach and you could just smell the air and there's also a very beach vibe about it.
Yes.
And so I brought that beach aesthetic, not to the point where I was putting like seashells and shit places. I just glared at her because I'm terrified of that, New Zealand. I'm
gonna put them everywhere. No, I'm kidding.
But like,
listen, it worked for the shop.
Yeah,
okay.
Well, it's great for the shop. We're gonna do beach again.
Yes.
But we'll do it like proper with pink beach sand. But yeah, that's one of those things that like I think that like you should just do it. Like whatever the fuck it is.
Yes.
Like if you're a maximalist, go maximalist. But
yes,
fucking paint your walls.
Just do something.
Like do something to like make the space yours.
Yeah.
So that way, and not just like artwork up, but like actually invest in it.
I want to see your personality.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like, I don't have, we know this. I don't have a ton of artwork on my walls because I like for the actual like space to be the piece of artwork itself. So, yeah.
How do we feel about highlighters?
I hate highlighters that are yellow. They really upset me. That tone, that like greeny yellow, neon yellow is a really disgusting tone to me.
Horrible color. Yeah.
Horrible. It's a gross tone, but I like a pink highlighter. I like a blue highlighter. I like a purple highlighter.
You know what I respect?
I like a rich green.
Ooh, yeah. Pink, blue. Yeah, really good. The rich green, also great. I really respect highlighter companies that start coming out with pastel highlighters.
Oh, yes.
They're very calming,
Yes.
Still does the job, but it's not as glaringly like terrible. So love that. Hate the orange one.
Yeah.
Hate the orange one.
Okay, highlighting a book. What's your opinion?
Oh,
like your textbook, writing and taking notes, highlighting, or the fucking unhinged people that write in actual books.
I do that.
Oh my God, you're unhinged.
Well, I did that in high school for projects, though. So I guess that's different because I don't do it now.
No, it's
yeah.
What changed? You just grew up? You decided to like let the rest of your brain develop?
I think it's the fact that I wasn't using books for projects anymore that I'm like, why am I going to write it when I can just experience this thought? And then, because like back then it was like, oh no, you need to like cite things to come back to if you do need like to remember that this is what happened. This is a quote you want to use in your essay. Then
did your parents read a lot of books?
No.
What was like the growing up with books? Were books seen as like a sacred thing to you? Like in your household?
I think, no, there's only one book that was introduced to me.
I have a theory about people that write in books. Now, obviously, you have the people whose parents wrote in books, so they too think it's okay to just, I don't know, deface a book.
Yeah.
But like I grew up in a household of like readers.
Yes.
And like you didn't fold pages. Like
I was about to ask, do you dog ear stuff? Or
no,
do you use a bookmark?
It ruins them. It's rude.
Stuff.
It's
That's crazy.
Rude.
Well, I'm not giving it to somebody else.
So you've kept every book you've ever read.
I guess I've donated books.
Exactly. Dang. And you've ruined them for the next people. And I get that there are people out there who are currently yelling at whatever listening device they're listening to this on that are like, no, it tells a story. And that's great. That's wonderful. I like really clean things.
Yes.
So I don't necessarily want. Now, like if I had found a book from 50 years from now and somebody like written in it and they have nice handwriting, I'm down for it. But most people are scribbling in books. Not nice handwriting. Don't do it. Totally. I don't like it.
Yep.
Like I just donated a bunch of books from like childhood where I had like done the whole like front page where it says like property of Gaia Townley. And I like nicely with an X-Acto removed that page from all those books because I was like, I don't like that. What if someone thinks that kid stole it? Somebody buys this for them and then they're like, oh, well, that's not who you are. You stole this book.
Y'all stole this book from
okay, one last thing.
Yes.
High school reunions. What's your opinion?
The fuck? Why?
I just got invited on Facebook group to my high school reunion, and it's my 20th high school reunion next year. I'm not fucking going. I'll be in New Zealand. But I did get to like go back through, and then it was mildly depressing because then they were like, okay, we went through the yearbook, which props to those people that went through the yearbook and like typed everyone's names out. And then like got tagged in random stuff. And then they were like, well, this person died, and this person died, and this person died.
Oh shit.
And I was like, oh, this is depressing. Yeah. Oh my God. Crazy.
That is crazy. Yeah.
It's only going to get worse. More people die. Statistically speaking, more people die every year. So
for sure. Yeah. I mean, that makes sense, but also damn, dude. Yeah.
But I think it's an antiquated thing at this point because, like, if you want to stalk that person from high school, you can just go do it on social media.
Right. I think the whole point was, like, before social media was, like, a really big thing.
Yeah.
So now what's the point?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just hate it. Never been to one, obviously, but, like, would never go.
Yeah.
I don't want to see you people. The fuck? No. You guys can watch me.
I do. I think my fond memory is my mom when she was preparing for her, I want to say it was like her 25th, was like exercising and like doing all these insane things to like get skinny for it. It might have been Hedges that they were going to, but she was going to a high school reunion. I remember she had to like work extra hard. So I always just think of that, the like amount of effort that people put in. Like it's like an awards show night where like, you know, we know that celebrities go on extreme diets to look good on the red carpet. Yeah. And it's the same thing. So I think it's a little bit funny for that.
Yeah, it is a little bit funny thinking about that. I just, I am so grateful that I have enough personality and I guess self-worth and love and acceptance to feel like I wouldn't have to do that.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool enough. I don't really need to do any.
Well, that's what I think about. Like, that would be a weird thing to like come in because it just feels like a dick measuring contest in much instance where, I haven't seen you in 20 years.
What's up? Yeah.
Yeah, we haven't had the desire to speak in 20 years. So now we're just going to measure our like lives against each other's.
Yeah,
that's a weird thing.
Oh yeah, I went to a mutual friend's wedding, high school friend, and a ton of people I went to high school with were there, and it was like the first time I had seen them in like literally since we graduated. And I was shook to know how many of them knew what was happening in my life. I'm so sorry. I know that sounds so brutal, but genuinely I was like, how the fuck do you know this? And I forget, like, I have Facebook, but I don't like actively post on there. Everything that's posted on Facebook is pretty much posted because Instagram did it. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And so many of them had fucking multiple kids, and I had no idea.
You are of the child like age.
What am I, a child bride? I will say it forever.
I know. I can't wait for you to be walking down the aisle one day going, what am I, a child bride?
Literally.
Bitch, you're 42.
I know, right?
Get your shit together.
Girl, what are you talking about?
Oh, that's one last opinion, right? One last thing. We'll round it out. Weddings. What's your opinion?
If they're good, they're amazing. If they're bad, they're annoying.
I think if they're good, they're beautiful. If they're bad, love them even more.
You love me?
I love you like a bad cringy bad wedding.
I don't.
I love it. I'm going to a fucking a community center that's got like toilet paper hanging from the ceiling.
It's like watching a car accident.
I cannot get to enough weddings. I would love to be a fucking wedding crasher. Wow. Like, that's it. If you need a date for a wedding, I'm your person. Extra points if I get to wear my suit and just be one of the men.
Oh, for sure.
I love a wedding. I can't fucking wait.
Yeah, I just, again, if they're bad, it's like being part of a car accident. It makes me so uncomfortable. That's the kind of cringe that I can't stand.
So interesting.
Yeah, I don't know why.
I cringe at like all of them because inevitably nothing is going to go perfect.
For sure.
So there's always that part where you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
But yeah, I love a wedding.
Yeah, I've only been to a handful of them and most of them have turned out okay. But like the one thing that I will say is like, if you don't have other people telling people where to go, that's not going to work out. Mm-hmm. That's hella awkward.
Yep.
What are we doing?
Yeah. I'm going to make sure no one knows anywhere to go for your wedding.
Tell them the wrong places to be. Everyone needs to be in the wrong place.
I'm going to be like, all the ladies sit on this side. Yes. All the men sit on that side. You cannot sit together. This is a very religious wedding. No one can sit together.
I thought of it the other way. Like, no, all the women can sit up front and all the men, you sit in back. Goodbye.
That's great. We can do that too.
All right. Well, I mean, as you guys have seen, we're very opinionated people. Don't have a neutral stance on literally anything.
And I have the least neutral stance on politics or on people's rights.
Dude, come on. Hope you guys enjoyed that little message that only I got.
Chicken shit.
Fishy. And yeah, I mean, what's your win for the week?
My win for the week is probably recording this podcast, honestly. Oh, yeah. It's and like we've had a really like fun day together. And I had like a really good weekend with Caboose and like we're gonna be at Disney in just a couple days, so I'm very excited.
It's so crazy, dude. I'm so excited to be at Disney, and I'm so excited to have an actual chill time away from Reno because I think this is the longest we've actually gone.
It is, yeah.
Without taking a trip outside of Reno.
I did feel good for the fact that I got to like leave just for one day to go to Seattle. I was thinking about that where I was like, dude, I fucking needed to get on a plane.
Right, like I just needed to hop off. So absolutely. I'm excited for that little break. Thank you guys for listening. And
wait, did you say what your win was?
Oh no, I have not.
She doesn't have an opinion on wins either.
I don't have an opinion. No. My win for this week probably would be making protein pizza.
Oh yeah, that was really good. I can't believe I made a pretty one. Yeah, dude. And then I forgot to take a picture. It's okay. I'll make another one.
Exactly. Yeah. If y'all haven't had a protein pizza, it's so easy to make. It's just Greek yogurt, flour, baking powder, mix it until it looks like the right consistency. put your sauce and cheese in, and then leave it in the oven for 25 minutes at 375 degrees Fahrenheit.
Yep.
Boom, you got a pizza, and also very filling because there's more protein.
Yes.
So, anywho, we'll see you guys later. Thanks for listening.
Bye.